Hello and welcome to EUTV Sports Update. We'll be looking at the latest sports news from Evangel University and around the region. I'm Cadence Washam.
We'll also look at the college games across the nation and check out the latest happenings in professional sports. I'm Nathan Amati and this is Sports Update on EUTV. Yeah, getting to see some of the games that are be coming up this week. I mean, just getting to look at the track and field, it was just such an amazing experience just to see how we have 4 Heart of America players of the week. It's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, even despite the weather. I mean, the weather wasn't even the greatest conditions for their first outdoor meet.
Yes.
Yeah, so and then baseball played, and they didn't have the greatest turnout they wanted, of course, in the conference play, but they still fought really hard. So, yeah.
Yeah. In Syracuse, Arkansas, this last Saturday, Evangel men and women's track team came to compete in the Harding outdoor meet. This was the first meeting of spring Evangel knew how to score. Liam Boyven placed first with the 400-meter hurdles with a time a little under 55 seconds. Joshua Leeser also placed first with a mark a little above 6.5 meters in the long jump. Also, Emily Harris placed second with a time a little over 19 minutes in the 5,000-meter run. Way to go, Evangel Valor.
On Sunday, March 12th, Evangel Baseball hosted a doubleheader against Mount Mercy. The second doubleheader of conference play was rough for the Valor despite getting the same amount of hits as the Mustangs. The Valor struggled to get runs across the plate. Evangel only managed to score 7 runs while Mount Mercy scored 14 total between the 2 games. Evangel tried to rally some runs but fell short. A bright spot for the Valor was Anthony Leffern, who went 4 for 7 with 3 RBIs and a home run. Evangel women's golf team continued to improve this spring season as they traveled to Tulsa, Oklahoma to compete in the Ron Streck Invitational. As a team, the Valor finished 4th, led by a top 10 finish by senior Ashley White. She played consistently on both days, earning her a tie for 9th place with a score of 172, a good starting point for White and the Valor as they are just getting into the spring competition.
Evangel men's golf competed in the Ron Stretch match on March 13th and 14th. Taking place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Evangel was prepared to win. Reagan Strake ended with a score of 148 points, placing him 4th overall in the match. Dylan Stice followed in hot pursuit with 149 points, making him 6th overall. Up next, we have the Tayton Hopkins, who made a little over 150 points, placing him 9th overall. With the effort of these men and the rest of the team, Evangel came back home 1st place in the tournament. Congratulations, Evangel Valor. Evangel University recently received a 2022 Ranger fishing boat for the newly launched fishing team. The boat was gifted to the university by an anonymous donor. Evangel's Senior Development Officer said, "We are so grateful for alumni who are stepping up to help us as we look to build the university for the future." Bass Club coach Braden Briggs and his team of fishermen now have a new boat to build the future of their program on. For more information on Evangel Club Sports, visit evangel.edu/clubsports. Yeah, just getting to see like the fishing boat that got to come onto campus for a little bit, and then this new team that's completely forming. That's amazing. Yeah,
that's gonna be really cool to see how they start off basically brand new and make their way up. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have the Randy Rowden intramural field.
Yes.
It's basically almost done on campus right now, so it's going to be all set for the fall.
Yes.
So that's going to be really cool.
The construction on that is coming along. And speaking of construction, also the Valor Athletic Center is starting construction at the end of March. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. Well, coming up next, we'll be here with Evangel baseball player Austin Dill.
And later, we'll look at some of the big games in March Madness in the NHL International Baseball. We'll be right back.
brush, brushy brush, brushy brush, brush your teeth every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
You're not sitting here.
Yes, I am.
Move! Give it to him hard!
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh, you got...
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back. I'm here with Evangel baseball player Austin Deal. Austin, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit of how the season's going so far and you personally, how it's going?
Yeah, so right now we just started conference play. We finished up non-conference a couple weeks ago, but right now we're not getting out to the start we want. So I think we are 3-5 in conference. Just played Moval, and personally, this is just my opinion. I don't think we played the way we wanted to, but we came away with a split, and so can't complain. So.
Yeah, that's really awesome. And then what and who have produced some of the highlighting performances just this season?
I think a standout guy is Levi Lawfridge. He is coming from a PO, so a pitcher only, and he's transitioning to our first baseman this year. And he has been one of our best hitters, if not the best hitter on our team. And it's just nice to see. I've been with him for, I think, 4 or 5 years now, because I believe this is his 5th year. But I've been with him a long time, and just to see him kind of grow as a baseball player, but also a person too, it's really, really fun to see. And then we got a bunch of young guys stepping up, Rodell Andrews, Matthew Olson, a bunch of freshmen that are playing key roles right now. So.
Yeah, and then in this upcoming season, are there any games that just stick out to you that you're really looking forward to and that you really just want to win?
Oh, gosh. I'd say, yeah, there's a couple on the schedule.
Yeah.
I don't like to look past any opponent because I think once you do, then you're kind of downplaying them.
Yeah.
But I think a few on the schedule would be like Central Methodist, Mid-America Nazarene, just because in the past those two have been the top dogs of the conference. And so you always, when you're at the top, you always have a target on your back.
Yeah.
And so right now that's kind of what they have. And you know when you play them, you're going to get their best. And so it's always fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then as a pitcher, what are some challenges that just you have as a pitcher than other players might have?
Oh, geez. A good example would be this past weekend. On the day I threw, it was a feel like of 31 degrees. And so when it's that cold, it's tough to feel the ball. I remember coming out of the first inning, I was telling my pitching coach, I was like, hey, I got no feel for the slider, change up, but you got to make it work. And but just pitching in general, I would say it's the mental side of things. As I've been here for 6 years now, and so what I try and do is kind of pass on everything that I've learned. And a good example of that would be, I think it was a couple weekends ago, I started the game with a leadoff homer for the other team. And you can either, two things, you can let that get to you and let it kind of build up, or you can settle in and be like, okay, that's the only one they get. And I try to reiterate that to a bunch of the younger guys and just kind of maintain your composure, because the mental side is just as important as actually throwing the ball. So
mental is a big part of pitching for sure. And then how did it feel when you broke the school record for strikeouts this season?
It was good. I remember we were playing William Woods, and it was a close game, and so I just finished the inning. We had a freshman, Caden O'Brien, on doing the gun. And he comes down, he's like, Dill, you broke the strikeout record. And I was excited. I gave him a hug, but then I also remember I was like, hey, it's a 1-0 game, 1-1, I can't remember. But I was excited for a brief moment, but then I was like, okay, we got to win this game, though. And it kind of hit me like the day after, I think. I was like, wow, I really broke that. And I would just say I couldn't have done it without coaches, teammates, family, you know, God most importantly. But, yeah, I don't like to think about that stuff. It's just a record. I'm more worried about getting wins and kind of helping the team. So.
Yeah. Do you know what number you are on strikeouts? Not
really. I know it was 265 when I broke it or something like that. And I think since then I've had like a 13 strikeout game, a 9. I don't know. I don't keep track. But.
That's really impressive. And then what sort of challenges has your team faced just this season alone?
A big challenge would be injuries. Our middle infield in particular, we've had, I believe, 4, maybe 5 guys go down that have and are going to be key contributors for the team. And so just finding, like again, Matthew Olson, Rodell, a bunch of guys stepping up, it's crucial to keep the season alive. But I'd say that's been the big issue so far is just injuries. Yeah.
That really stinks. And then as a player, are there certain aspects of the game that are different and harder than others?
Man, I'd say being a student athlete is tough. Right now I'm fortunate enough I have online classes, so I can kind of set my own schedule and kind of get work done when I need to. But I just know a bunch for these seniors, juniors, everybody down. It's managing that workload of academics and giving your best as being a baseball player. Making sure you're eating right, working out right, but also making sure you're getting A's and B's in the classroom. So that's a tough part. Yeah,
and so this is your 6th year at Evangel.
Yeah.
And so, like, what is your favorite part about Evangel?
Oh, geez. Favorite part, one of my favorite things I've had over the years is just, it's really getting to know the team. I remember last year I was like, dang, I'm not going to be able to meet the new freshmen or meet the transfers. And fortunately, I was able to do that again this year. And I think it's just building those memories, yes, on the field, but more so just practice every day and, you know, the bus trips and stuff like that. It's memories that are going to last you throughout life. So.
Yeah. Thank you for being here today, Austin. Coming up, we'll look at the latest results of the latest college basketball games, as well as the NHL and international baseball. Stay tuned.
Now the big guy comes up with that, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing you. Believe me, I'm good at it. But at some point, you're going to need to start pushing yourself.
See, once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell them. You can't change your past, but you can definitely change your future.
That makes me so happy, I'm ready to bust out a dance.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? My gentle technique isn't really working. He needs something a little more...
persuasive?
Yes.
You listen, and you listen good.
Hey, where's my sandwich? Terry? Jerry!
Take it from me to King DMC. It's a real cool thing to get your GED.
Get that diploma!
Now hold on and we'll find you free GED classes. Capiche?
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
March Madness is starting to heat itself up in the women's bracket. In a tough battle, the 8-seed South Florida and 9-seed Marquette playing the first round at NCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Marquette, not having much of a large lead most of the game, still controlled the game in regulation time. The Bulls appeared to have the game won at the end of the fourth quarter, ahead 59-55, after Doneski's three-pointer with just 31 seconds left to play. But Hare's 2 foul shots after a South Florida turnover tied things and forced extra session. South Florida defeated Marquette in an overtime with a score of 67-65. South Florida will now face the #1 seed South Carolina in the second round.
On Saturday, March 18th, the Arkansas Razorbacks went up against the Kansas Jayhawks in the game no one saw coming. During the first half of the game, Arkansas had the lead in the beginning, but quickly lost it to the Jayhawks. By the end of the first quarter, Kansas was up by 8 points. During the second half, Kansas kept their lead for most of the second half. But Arkansas had other ideas. Midway through the second half, Kansas and Arkansas exchanged leads a number of times until, through free throws, Arkansas was able to beat Kansas with a final score of 72-71.
In D.C. on Friday night, the St. Louis Blues faced the Washington Capitals and made the Capitals' chance to a playoff run this season a lot harder. After Blues forward Sammy Blais scored following Ovechkin's early score in the first period, the floodgates opened in the second. Jordan Kyrou scored a breakaway to make it a 2-0 after receiving a long feed in the neutral zone. The rest of the game was dominant in the Blues' end, and the Capitals were only able to score 2 goals in the third period. They were not quite able to make the comeback they hoped for. The Blues won with a score of 5-2.
On Saturday the 18th, the United States baseball team went up against the Venezuela baseball team in Miami, Florida. During the first 3 innings, the United States proved to be quick on their feet and fast at scoring. With the United States having 3 points, Venezuela did their best to keep up and put 2 points. During the next 3 innings, Venezuela was able to put up 4 points and took the lead during the last 3 innings. The United States was able to put up 3 more points, winning the game overall with a final score of 9-7. Yeah, just getting to see like the baseball game, the Venezuela versus the United States. I thought it was going to be like the Venezuela were going to pull up, but like after the last 3 innings, like the United States came back and they won. It was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and then we have the March Madness, so if we can see that bracket.
Yes.
So we have some really close games, and the Sweet 16's right around us on starting Thursday, March 23rd. So we have Creighton, which is a local team, playing the Cinderella team, Princeton. And then, Nathan?
We also have Kansas State going up against Michigan State on March 23rd over in the East New York bracket. And we also have Arkansas going up against UConn in the West in Las Vegas area. And yeah, March Madness, it's coming up, Sweet 16, so.
Yeah, so Arkansas, like the Kansas game was so good.
Yes.
It was back and forth the whole entire game. And Eric Musselman literally was just acting a fool almost out there, like with his team. He was just having a good time, but it was a really good game on both sides.
Yes, yes it was.
When we come back, we'll have the EUTV Player of the Week.
We'll also have your upcoming Evangel games this week. We'll be right back.
Jack Frost, you do have beautiful teeth.
My what?
Are they really as white as they say? Yes. Oh, they really do sparkle like freshly fallen snow. This is an excellent example of what teeth should look like. Check out the iridescence of that incisor, the beauty of that bicuspid, the magnificence of those molars. And the best way to achieve such terrific teeth is brushing. 2 minutes, twice a day. Not 30 seconds, not a minute 45. 2 minutes. That's all it takes. They're beautiful.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting. So why would you do it while driving? Leave risky driving to the professionals. Stop the texts, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Well, come on, man.
Welcome back to Sports Update. In just a few short minutes, we will take a look at the upcoming games for Evangel University, so you can get all the info on when and where to support Valor Sports. But for now, we will take a look at the EUTV Sports Player of the Week.
This week's EUTV Sports Player of the Week is Kobe Graham. Kobe competed in the javelin throw for the Valor field team, managing to break the Evangel javelin record with a distance of just over 58 meters. This would qualify Kobe for the NAIA National Tournament. It is worth noting that Kobe was not alone in his dominance. The Valor track and field team swept the Heart of America Player of the Week awards, with Liam Boyven, Delaney Weimer, and J.C. Wilson as winning the Heart Athlete of the Week in their respective categories. And now let's go to the upcoming games of the week. For softball, we have a game happening Friday, March 24th and Saturday, March 25th. One game happening in Brew on the 24th, and then also happening in another game in Iowa on the 25th.
And then for baseball, they'll play Friday, March 25th in Kansas at 12, and then Sunday, March 26th, also at 12 in Kansas.
And for the men's tennis, there's a game happening Saturday, March 25th at the Cooper Tennis Complex at 1 p.m.
And then for women's tennis, they'll play Saturday, March 25th at 1 p.m. versus Bethel at Cooper Tennis Complex.
Way to go, Evangel Valor. Yeah, just see some of those games that are coming up. I'm really excited for the different baseball games that are coming up.
Yeah, and softball, they're kind of away this weekend, but they have some tough competition coming up.
Exactly, and for the tennis team as well, happening this Saturday.
Yeah, at home too.
Yeah, so. Let's show up, Evangel Valor. Yeah. We're going to do great. Well, that's all the time we have for today for Sports Update. I'm Nathan Amati.
And I'm Cadence Washam. Be sure to join us next week as we bring you the latest in sports news. For more information on Evangel Sports, go to evangelathletics.com. This has been Sports Update on EUTV.